Welcome to our channel. Today we'll be looking at Scuba Ankara sticker design for our kits. For the materials, we are going to have our Ankara. Then also we're going to have our stickers. We have many stickers here. We've not decided on which one we are going to use. But most time, the color of our fabric determine the kind of sticker we're going to use. Also, we have our bias in case you don't want to use the Ankara. Then also now we have our measurement. This is the measurement we are working with. Also, we have our thread, then our scissors. These are the material we're going to use. Now to the cut, we have our scuba itself. This is scuba is a laser cut. I got it like this from the market. It's not as if I was one that designed it. So these are we are using that particular segment for our design. We know we have our length to be 23. Then that's the full length. The scuba is 16. Then for us to get the Ankara we're going to minus our scuba length from our full length. That's 23 minus 16. Then we have 7. But don't forget to add your sewing allowance and your hemming allowance. So for your starting table, we are going to divide your shoulder divided by 2. We have 10 inches for our shoulder, so we divide it by 2. That will give us 5. We didn't add sewing allowance to it because we want it sleeveless and fitted. Now we measure our full length, but don't forget to add your sewing allowance to it. So that will give us 17. We added 1 inch to it. We're going to hold ½ inch up and ½ inch down in joining our Ankara. Also, then the next thing we will measure our neckline, our shoulder. We mark it because it wasn't showing, so I had to remark again. So we are going to measure our armhole line. On the measurement, we have 5. So on that chest line, you're going to divide your bust divided by 4. Then you had your sewing allowance, just 1.5 or 1. Anyone you decide to use, you measure. Then you mark out your armhole. You can use your armhole curve, or you can use your hand, your free hand. Then you go to the down part. You divide your bust. Since we are not going to use our hip, we are using our bust because it didn't get to the bust region. Hip region. Sorry. You divide your bust also. Then add your sewing allowance, which is 1.5, then with extra 2. Altogether here, I added 3 inches. Because it must not be 2 points, so I added 3 inches to it. Then I connect it together to my bust line, where I mark out my bust. After marking everything out, now we're going to cut out from your shoulder. You're going to cut everything together. Don't forget that we cut both the front and the back together, so it's cut together. So at the end of it, we're going to have a button at the back of the material. Then the leftover, you can use it as your bow or sleeve. That we're going to use the leftover for. So now that we have cut the front and back together, you're going to see now we have this. This is what we have. Then we'll fold it together for us to cut our neckline. For the neckline, we are going to cut both front. We are going to mark both front and back. For the neck width, I use 2. Then for the front, I use 3 inches. You're going to mark it like so. Then you mark the neck depth. For the back, I just use ½ inch. So for the first one we are going to cut out the back neckline. Then you separate it to cut your front neckline. Please remember, if this is going to confuse you, you can separate it and cut the back separately and cut the front separately. And don't forget to retrim your armhole, because when I did my shoulder slope, I realized my armhole was small, so I had to cut deep a little with ½ inch. No, now I've separated it for me so that I can cut the front body's neck properly. Remember, we cut the back neckline together with our front material, so we are going to have to separate so that we can cut the front body's neckline properly, because we can't cut it together with our back neckline. So now we have this after we finish cutting it out. So you take your back material, like the back bodice material so that we can slash the opening to support our button hole, because without the opening you can't wear it through the neck of any shirt. So the opening we have 3.5 for heat. So now we are going to pick up our Ankara. We're going to cut out the down part. Remember we told us that our full length is 23, then we are minusing 16 from 23, so we have 7 plus 2. We've already cut out the stripe we're going to use to join our scuba at the down part. We have 9 inches here. We have 9 inches here that we're going to join. Remember, we're going to use half inch to join to the scuba, and we're going to hem the remaining part. So it's going to remain 7 inches. We're going to hem 1.5. So now we take our scuba material. Because of the laser cut, it will be exposing the chest or the breast of our kit. So we take this Ankara to serve as our lining to cover up and to create a design. You ensure if you want to cut, you're going to cut from your shoulder, then it's going to pass with some inches below our armhole, so that we can use it to turn our armhole armpit also. So that will serve us, it will prevent us from using bias. So I measure at least like 2 inches or 2 or 3 inches away from our armhole so that it's going to sit well. You cut it out along your shoulder slope down to your armhole region. So and this is the unique, like this design serves as a uniqueness for this design, because when I sewed it out, when people were asking me how did I use the laser cut, you can see we have 9 inches here. Also, you're going to cut for the back. Also, you place your cut out scuba material, then you trace it out also. Thanks to all our subscribers. If you're new to our channel, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell not to miss out our weekly videos on how to make kiddies outfit, wonderful unique outfit. Also, now we're going to cut out the Ankara for the back neckline. And also, don't forget, when you cut out this Ankara, we're going to slash also. Remember we slash on our scuba for the opening. So also we're going to slash the Ankara for the opening. So we're going to turn from the neckline down to the opening before we fix our button. Now you can see we are done cutting. We are going to look at how it's going to look like before we go to our sewing table. You can see this serves as a unique design and give us a neat sewing. So we are going to, before going to our sewing table, we are going to pick up the stripes we cut down for the down part. I just want to show us how it's going to look like at the end of our sewing. And also we pick up our sticker. Now we have red and yellow sticker. We don't know which one to use. The red, I realize the color is too, it rhymes in it, so I use this yellow sticker so that it's going to be bright.